U.S. Navy's epic $800 billion destroyer unleashes Shockwave to Russian fleet. When it comes to aircraft carriers, the U.S. Navy's dominance is unquestionable. 1 in 4 aircraft carriers belong to the U.S. Navy, and the total deck space of every aircraft carrier in the world does not add up to the total deck space of the U.S. aircraft carrier. But in this video, we will talk about the latest addition to the U.S. Navy, so stay tuned. But before we proceed any further, I would request you to subscribe to the channel. Thank you! We will be talking about the latest addition to the U.S. Navy's fleet of aircraft carriers, the USS Gerald Ford. The new USS Gerald Ford has become the new flagship of the aircraft carrier and heralds the existing aircraft carrier into the next generation of carriers. The reason why the latest generation of this aircraft carrier is so lethal is that it combines all the armed capacities and merges them into one single fighting platform. This makes these aircraft carriers a floating airbase. But remember, there's always a conflict. Which nation has the most lethal of these aircraft carriers? After all, not every country in the world does not have the technology to manufacture aircraft carriers. This is why in this video, we will be taking a look at each of these aircraft carriers to determine which of these characters is the most lethal. We will start from the USS Gerald Ford. This is the most technologically advanced aircraft carrier which the U.S. Navy has. In total, there are 10 carriers which have been planned for this class, and the current one is the USS Gerald Ford supercarrier. To get a scale of how big this project was, you just need to remember that the U.S. Navy had to stop working on about 9,000 other major projects. To start off, the supercarrier has an incredible 100,000-ton displacement and features many groundbreaking technological developments. It has nuclear power propulsion, powered through 2 Bechtel A and B nuclear reactors, which are reactors designed for efficient use on water. This means that the carrier can continuously sail for 25 years without the need for refueling. Additionally, the aircraft carrier has a maximum speed of 30 knots, which means that it has enough power and speed to provide assistance to any ally at its time of need. The USS Gerald Ford has a record number of fighter jets and UAVs. This means that it is home to about 75 fighter jets and UAVs, which does not include the formidable F-35 Sea Lightning II, which has been designed specifically for the US Navy. A word about F-35 before we continue further. Its development remains the most expensive weapons development program to date, with a price tag of more than $400 billion. The result is a fighter jet, which is stealth-capable and can perform any mission, ground assault, air support, even act as a decent air superiority fighter. And it is also capable of vertical landing. And when the Navy's 6th-generation FA-XS jet are produced, the USS Gerald Ford will already have the capacity to host its launch. This is possible due to the revolutionary electromagnetic launch systems, which can help launch any aircraft into the sky with the shortest possible distance. The system also has an arresting gear, which stops them immediately. This electromagnetic system is very robust. It can deal with 4,100 takeoffs and about 16,500 arrests before needing an overhaul. However, since the system has not been put to the test, there's no way to corroborate this statement. France is also working on a similar system and is working hard to produce its next-generation aircraft carrier, which would replace the existing 38,000 Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier, which is the French Navy's flagship aircraft carrier at the moment. According to various reports, the French Navy is set to start working on it in the next 2 years. This new aircraft carrier will be powered by 2 K-22 nuclear power reactors, which are more powerful than the ones used in the Charles de Gaulle aircraft. Increased power will mean that this new aircraft carrier will have a top speed of 27 knots and an infinite range. The power produced by the nuclear reactors is enough to power the systems on board the carrier. One of these systems include the same electromagnetic catapults we talked about earlier. However, the real question is, what is the true utility of these electromagnetic catapults, since only the 6th-generation aircraft, which are in the design stage, are in need of such systems? A 3D rendering of this fighter was shown to the public at the 2019 Paris Air Show. Everything, from the design to its lethality, was remarkable. The aircraft was designed to be used with drones, which would accompany it in action. The drones would be programmed to carry out functions assigned by the aircraft. This means that this new aircraft carrier can also house drones, which would make it the first aircraft carrier, aside from the U.S. aircraft carrier, to have this capacity. In total, this new aircraft carrier can carry 32 fighter jets and a crew of 2,000 sailors. This new aircraft carrier will cost about $5 billion USD. United States' main rival, China, has also been making new aircraft carriers. To date, it has the second largest fleet of aircraft carriers. The flagship of the Chinese Navy is the Type 003 Fuji. Launched in 2022, the Fuji has a remarkably similar design to the US's own supercarrier. One important change is that it does not have any assistant takeoff ramps and includes the new electromagnetic catapult system. But the total number of these systems in the Type 003 Fuji is only 3, as compared with the 4 arrest and launch systems operational in the USS Ford supercarrier. As far as engines are concerned, Fuji has steam turbine engines, which are inferior to nuclear propulsion systems. The overall displacement is 80,000 tons, which makes it 20% lighter than the USS Ford. With a similar overall tonnage, the aircraft carrying capacity of this aircraft carrier would also be limited. But China does have 5th-generation aircraft, which are capable of performing all types of missions. Combined with the electromagnetic launch systems, the Chinese aircraft carrier can launch any type of aircraft depending on the mission. South Korea's CVX aircraft carrier is under development and will be Korea's first aircraft carrier. The CVX will have the same axial flight deck, similar to the ones used in the American Navy. South Korean Ministry of Defense has put an order of 20 F-35Bs for this aircraft carrier. The aircraft carrier will have a displacement of 45,000 tons and can travel at a speed of 27 knots. The CVX is expected to be operational in 2030 and enter service in 2033. The CVX will also carry the advanced marine attack choppers. Although most of these projects are either still in development or have been deployed shortly, so they have limited combat experience. It remains to be seen which of these aircraft carriers will be deemed as the most lethal and capable vessel. Thanks for watching this video till the end, and please give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. See you in the next one.